Eric Devalkenaere, on count 1, the Class E felony of involuntary manslaughter in the second degree, I sentence you to a term of incarceration in the Missouri Division of Adult Institutions of 3 years.
What happens when the line between duty and wrongdoing becomes blurred in law enforcement? In 2019, Kansas City witnessed a poignant instance of this dilemma with former police officer Eric Devalkenaere. Devalkenaere was convicted of second-degree involuntary manslaughter in the shooting death of Cameron Lamb. The incident, which unfolded without a warrant on Lamb's property, sparked a significant outcry and led to a conviction that many thought would close the chapter on this tragic event. However, the waters were muddied when the possibility of a gubernatorial pardon came into play. Introduced by Missouri's governor, citing a controversial stance on justice and clemency, this case not only raises questions about justice, but also about the power of a pardon. December 3rd, 2019 was a day that changed many lives in Kansas City. On this crisp winter afternoon, Kansas City police officers arrived at the residential property of Cameron Lamb. They had no warrant to enter the premises, which later raised significant legal and ethical questions. As the officers approached, a tense confrontation ensued. Details from the scene suggest that Lamb was in his car attempting to back into his garage when officers, suspecting him of involvement in a previous incident, decided to intervene. The situation escalated rapidly, leading to Officer Eric Devalkenaere discharging his weapon. Cameron Lamb was fatally shot, marking a tragic end to the confrontation. The officer's decision to enter Lamb's property without a warrant and the circumstances under which Lamb was shot ignited a firestorm of controversy. Questions about the justification of the use of deadly force and the rights of property owners underline the gravity of the incident. With Cameron Lamb's death, a complex legal battle was set in motion. Justice in the courtroom can often be as unpredictable as the incidents it seeks to judge. In the case of former Kansas City police officer Eric Devalkenaere, the legal proceedings were as charged as the event that led him there. The trial, which captured the attention of both local and national audiences, centered around the fateful day in late 2019 when Devalkenaere fatally shot Cameron Lamb. Devalkenaere faced serious charges, second-degree involuntary manslaughter and armed criminal action. These charges were pivotal, each painting a picture of a moment where decision-making could mean the difference between life and death. During the trial, the prosecution argued that Devalkenaere acted recklessly and without justifiable cause. When he entered Lamb's property without a warrant and subsequently fired his weapon, they painted a picture of an officer who had overstepped the boundaries of lawful enforcement, leading to an unnecessary and tragic loss of life. The defense, on the other hand, contended that Devalkenaere acted within the bounds of his training and perceived an immediate threat that justified his actions. They aimed to depict a scenario filled with split-second decisions made under high pressure. Emphasizing the dangers police officers routinely face, the court, however, sided with the prosecution. The judge found that the evidence pointed overwhelmingly to a breach of protocol and a lack of sufficient threat to justify the use of deadly force. Devalkenaere's conviction was a statement, a declaration that the badge does not grant an unassailable right to take a life without dire necessity. The gavel fell, and with it, Devalkenaere's immediate future was decided. But the legal journey was far from over. Every conviction is the beginning of a new legal battle, the appeal. In the case of former Kansas City police officer Eric Devalkenaere, the appeal process was a crucial next step. After his conviction for second-degree involuntary manslaughter, Devalkenaere's defense team mounted a vigorous appeal, arguing primarily that the shooting of Cameron Lamb was justified. They contended that Devalkenaere acted in self-defense and in the line of duty, believing Lamb posed a threat. Moreover, the defense brought up several procedural arguments. They questioned the validity of the evidence used at trial and argued that there were errors in the judicial process that might have prejudiced the jury against Devalkenaere. These points aimed to cast doubt on the fairness and legality of the original trial proceedings. However, the appellate court was not swayed. their decision to deny the appeal hinged on a thorough review of the facts presented during the trial and the legal standards applicable. The court found that the evidence against Devalkenaere was substantial and that the trial had been conducted fairly. The justification for the shooting, a critical point of the defense's argument, was not deemed credible in the face of forensic evidence and witness testimonies that suggested otherwise. With the appeal denied, Devalkenaere's conviction stood firm. Yet the story was not destined to end here. A governor's pardon can heal or divide, save or condemn. In the heart of Missouri, a situation unfolds that tests the boundaries of this power. Governor Mike Parson is considering a pardon for Devalkenaere, a former Kansas City police officer convicted of second-degree involuntary manslaughter. This decision has stirred considerable controversy given the circumstances of the case where Devalkenaere fatally shot Cameron Lamb, a black man on his own property, without a warrant. The county prosecutor, Jean Peters Baker, has been vocal, urging Governor Parson not to grant the pardon. She argues that such a move could deepen divisions within the community, suggesting that the governor's actions might be seen more as a political maneuver than a gesture of justice. Baker's plea is not just about one case, but touches on the broader implications of trust and fairness in the justice system. The community's reaction is a mosaic of concern, frustration, and a desperate crave for justice. For many, this isn't just about one officer. It's about the integrity of the system that's supposed to protect them. It brings to the forefront questions about governance, accountability, and the role of a pardon in today's judicial landscape. As the community watches closely, the power of a pardon hangs in the balance, teetering between justice and political maneuvering. Every legal case leaves a legacy, but what will be the legacy of this one? The case of Eric Devalkenaere not only spotlights issues of law enforcement accountability, but also stirs deep conversations about community trust and legal precedents. At the heart of these discussions is the delicate balance between enforcing the law and upholding the rights and safety of individuals. As we delve deeper into the potential implications of a pardon in this case, we find ourselves at a crossroads. Granting a pardon might be seen by some as an undermining of the judicial process, potentially setting a precedent that could influence future cases where law enforcement officers are involved in fatal shootings. This could lead to a significant shift in how justice is perceived and administered, especially in cases involving minority communities. Moreover, the reaction of the community and the nation will likely serve as a barometer for public trust in the justice system. A decision to pardon could either restore faith in the governmental powers of mercy and correction, or it could deepen the divide, signaling to some that there is an inherent imbalance in how justice is meted out. As we continue to watch this case unfold, one thing remains clear. The lines between justice, duty, and power are often as complex as they are contentious. In the pursuit of justice, every decision and every action counts. Today, we navigated through the intricate layers of the Eric Devalkenaere case, from the fateful incident on Cameron Lamb's property to the controversial pardon discussions. This case underscores the complexities of the legal system and its intersection with societal issues like racial justice and police accountability. As we reflect on the case of Eric Devalkenaere, we are reminded of the delicate balance of justice and the profound responsibilities of those who wield its power. That'll do it for this case flashback. You'll find another video coming your way soon. Stay ready and do be safe on these streets, people.